Okay, so, this episode had its good moments, but at the same time, there was some bad moments, and I'm gonna get the bad stuff out of the way first, and then I'm gonna get into the good stuff. And so to start it off, I'm fully aware, thanks to many letting me know on social media today, I'm fully aware that this episode was really slow, and that it tried to, if I'm correct, if I got the chapter number right, it tried to adapt half of chapter 6. And the entire gambling scene with Yami was supposedly like 2 or so panels. That's ridiculous. That's legit ridiculous. That's insane. Seriously, just let me say this once again. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I've been told by a bunch of different people, that this adapted half of chapter 6, and the gambling stuff was only 2 panels. And, let me reinstate the fact that this is episode 8. Episode 8? We're on chapter 6. Chapter 6? Or, correction, half of chapter 6. And this is episode 8. This is supposed to have 51 episodes. Like, really? Really? Really, Studio Clown? Like, are you serious? Like, you know what? Let me just get right into it. I don't dislike Black Clover. I'm actually liking Black Clover. It has a lot of problems. Yes, the series does. But I'm actually enjoying it in a very weird and awkward way. It's enjoyable. But, Studio Clown, why are you ruining a series? I mean, it's already not the best series out there, but you're trying to make something that's, borderlining fairy tale. It's not bad as fairy tale, but borderlining it and turning it into something that's just atrocious. Like, what are you doing, Studio Clown? Like, seriously. I mean, look, I know there's different teams and stuff, and I know different people have their own ways of working on series. It's not probably the entirety of Studio Clown, but why can you not get one series correct, especially when it comes to a shonen? Why can't you get something correct? Or why do you turn anything with action into a shonen, and it just looks horrible, or it just is awful at pacing, or whatever? Just, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, oh my god. Because this could have been a good episode. It could have been a very good episode, but once again, we're getting into the problems that it had previously. Slow pacing. And no, I'm not saying because it's taking a long time to build up characters or whatever. That's understandable. I'm talking about they're literally trying to extend like a 20-page chapter and only adapting like 10 pages, and they're like stretching it. This is literally like One Piece. It's stretching an entire chapter and giving us like 6-minute recap, which thankfully this episode didn't give us recap. I'll commend you there. I'll give, praise to, Studio Clown for not making a 5 to 4 minute recap for this episode, which they shouldn't in the first place, even though they've already tried it once, and this is episode 8. But even then, though, I'll give praise, no recap, that's fine. Just anyways, getting right into it, though, I don't dislike Black Clover. I want to once again reinstate that fact. I don't dislike the series. I actually enjoy it. It just, Studio Clown, they're making very questionable decisions that are just making a series that, like I said, is not the best, into something so much worse. I just don't know why. I don't know why they're doing that. So anyways, let's get into, the good stuff, and just talk about, the episode in general. So, regardless of how slow the episode was, and how it lacked a lot of content, it was pretty fun. And what I'm saying is I did like the Yami stuff. I did like seeing Yami, how he bets and all that. We get to see this little trait to him, how he's like a gambling addict and he loses everything. He's very bad at gambling from what we can see. He loses everything down to the point where he has no clothes, which is just messed up. It's extremely messed up. And when you see the main female character, when they're walking back and all that, she looks at him, she just like covers her face. That was a funny scene. I got a good giggle out of that. I will give praise to Black Clover. I had a lot of fun with that. That was pretty funny, even though it didn't matter in the grand scheme of things besides giving us characterization for him. I still thought that was very funny. So I will give praise. I will give praise to that, Black Clover. You made me laugh. And comedy's subjective, but even then, I thought that was very funny. So, anyways, okay, so we get a little bit more characterization to the individual Black Bull character. We get to see, like, how their abilities are, to, once again, more about their personalities, which has already been established, so we didn't really need that. This is why I said this episode felt very padded or stretched out, because a lot of the core content at the beginning or the first half of the episode, it was relatively kind of useless. And I feel like the only people that might truly enjoy this is probably the super Black Clover fans, because if you like Black Clover and you like to see more of these certain individual characters have more screen time, then I feel like you're going to actually enjoy the first half. You'll probably be very happy. But if you're not, and you've already seen these characters introduced, which we all know we have, then you might not care about this episode, because it felt like a rehash of what we have already seen. And I was like, okay, we already know that the one's the quiet one loves to eat, one's the weirdo that can transform into things, or has a lot of smoke and then can transform into things. We know one loves his sister too much. I mean, we have these individual characters we already know. We know how the person is. It's been already introduced, I think, like 2 or 3 times already. So it's not something relatively hard to understand. It's not. I mean, it's very simple. Even for Shonen, it's very simple to understand these characters. Even though I'm not remembering their names, it's very simple to understand these types of characters they are, and I understand. And so that right there, I felt like that was a little bit extended, but it was fun in certain ways. I mean, we did get to see a little bit more about how this one girl that loves to eat, and her ability. For instance, she could create these sheep and make stuff. That's pretty cute. I will say I would like more of her character. I actually really like her character. I would actually like more of her. And then also you have the one that's definitely not a Kana ripoff from Fairy Tail, but basically she has more of her little side of her when she's getting drunk and all that drinking and stuff, and it's a little funny moment and all that, but the comedy overall is the same thing we've been seeing from her from the previous episode, so it was nothing relatively new, and basically that can be said for all the other characters, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So anyways, we get into what Black Bulls do, and that is what Asta starts to ask. He's like, okay, so what is Black Bull supposed to do? I mean, we're, Magic Knights, what are we doing? And obviously when you think about Magic Knights, you're supposed to protect people, and that's the obvious answer. But, the reason why he asked this question is because throughout the beginning portion of the episode, he's basically a chore boy. That's all he is. He's just going around being a chore boy. He's cleaning up, he's doing laundry, he's, caring for the pets and all that, or Yami's pets. I mean, he's just being, a chore boy. That's exactly what he was. And so it's understandable why he would ask this question, like, what is Magic Knight supposed to do? Because I'm doing stuff that doesn't seem relatively anything different from what I was doing at the church. So I understand his point of view, and, I could see why Asta would start asking that question, and eventually it leads into where he gets his first mission. But thanks to Yami and the gambling scene and all that, and him losing, like, everything, this dude got a favor from him, and so he's like, hey, I want you to clean up my mess, which, oh yes, that was a very funny moment. You know what? That actually legit made me just pause the video and laugh. And when Yami was sitting there, he was just saying, like, you gotta do a mission. And then Asta and Noel, or how you pronounce her name, basically, when they were just sitting there looking at Yami and all that while he was basically naked, he was like, you gotta do this job. I mean, they're asking, like, why don't you clean up your mess? He's like, whoa, it's our job to clean up Yami's mess. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, wait, what? So that scene made me laugh, how they had to clean this man's mess up because, he's the leader and all that. That was pretty funny. So when that was done, we get a little bit more information on our main female character, which, as I said, I'm actually relatively against her at all. I actually like her. I actually like her character. Even though she's a tsundere, she's a royal, she's that typical, stereotypical main female character that you would see in a shonen. Reminds me a lot of, like, certain characters from Bleach. Even though she is like that, she does have a little bit of a different vibe to her, and I do hope she gets a lot of character development, because I do like her, and if there's one thing I just do not like about when it comes to a lot of different shonen, a lot of the female characters tend to be like that stereotypical character that really isn't any different, breaks any mold, or they're always damsels in distress getting saved, and I hope she's not that type of character. But anyways, though, we find out that she can't even ride a broom as well, so it's not just Asta that cannot ride a broom, she also is someone that cannot ride a broom. So that makes the scene very funny, because Asta's like, bragging about it, why he can't ride a broom. Like, he's just sitting here bragging. It sounds like he's bragging. And then you have her, she's just saying, she's like, well, I'm a royalty. I'm royalty and all that. It doesn't matter. And she was acting all high and mighty because she couldn't, ride a broom. I'm thinking to myself, like, these two, they're quite the pair. They're legit quite the pair. So I like these two, and I like their interactions overall. And speaking of Asta, actually, his voice actor kind of grown on me. I mean, it doesn't really bug me as much. His voice acting, I may have just, my ears might have lost a lot of, hearing capabilities thanks to his voice, but I mean, I have to say that the voice doesn't bug me as much as it did when I first started the series. I relatively don't even notice it that much anymore, so I will give props to that. Good job, voice actor. I'm starting to either get used to your voice, or you now are managing to tone it down a little bit more and not be so obnoxious and annoying. But yeah, that's about it when it comes to this episode. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt. Did you enjoy this episode? Did you hate this episode? If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please leave a like. And if you don't like this video and you don't like me, leave a dislike. I understand. So you all have a wonderful day or nights wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.